Hi there and welcome to Aid's Workshop. This is going to be the final episode, episode 17 of the Quick Change Tool Post. And thank you very much for all of you that have followed me along the way. Let's get straight on with it. We'll look at my standard tool holder and hopefully I'll answer a few questions that have been asked. So here we are, tool post itself, the standard type tool holder and the push tool that I've made. I have ordered some 6mm by 15, I think 6x16 M6x16 grub screws to replace these, and although the fixed stop is very close to the holes, I can actually access the grub screws with an Allen key when it's in. I do have one grub screw which I tried when I located it. Okay, a question I've been asked is why a fixed stop? A fixed stop takes away the versatility of being able to adjust the height. Very true, and I agree. Normally we'll have a adjustable stop on the top of the tool. However, this particular tool holder is basically reserved for these tools that I've got a set of, and the tip height is identical on all, I think it's 5 tools. So this is a dedicated one, and this is the tool I use pretty much all the time. I do mostly aluminium turning, obviously steel as well, but mostly aluminium and brass. This has an aluminium tip, or a tip for aluminium, a carbide tip for aluminium in the end, and it's the one I use day in, day out, all the time. So this is a dedicated holder for it. So I can drop it in. I know that, you know, nothing's come loose, nothing's moved. It's all tight, and that tool will always be on center. And I can swap it out for any of the others as well of this set, and they'll be on center as well. So that's why a fixed stop. Again, a fixed stop on the push tool, exactly the same story. It'll always drop in, same height, fixed, and the bearings are on center line. So that was one question from a viewer. Would I change anything having made it now? And I have not tried it out. Well, I did actually, before I parkerized this and made the fixed stop, I used the tool post with this tool holder on its center position to machine the fixed stop for this, and yeah, no problems whatsoever. What I would say is that I would probably reduce the overall height, so I'd come down 5mm on the tool post itself, and I'd probably come down to 35mm tools, because there really is no need for this much thread on the top, just to give a little bit more height over the top, so that I can see the cut without having to stand quite so close to the lathe. So I would probably reduce this by 5, this by 5, wouldn't change anything else, but that pretty much, if I had to change the design, that's what I'd do. I mean, I know that this piston type design is probably not the best or most ideal design. The sliding wedge type is probably better because it pulls the tool back hard against the tool post rather than pushing it away to lock with the dovetails. But I haven't got one of them to have a look at. No idea how it's been designed. I've never actually seen one other than in pictures and on other people's lathes. I have seen one of these before and I had a rough idea of how they all go together, so hence why I made this type. It turns out that the material, this was EN8, this 25mm square. This piece of bar that I bought, it'll teach me to wear my glasses when I'm ordering stuff online, was EN3, a 3 and an 8, when you're a little bit short-sighted, shall we say, is an easy mistake to make. Anyway, so it's EN3, but for this purpose and for what I use it for, EN3 will be absolutely fine. As you can see, I've parkerized it now, and instead of bluing, I parkerized the pin as well. I quite like it. It's quick and it's simple. Doesn't use gas. You dunk it in. Same fluid as I used on the first one. I haven't changed anything. 3-4 days later, and I dare say I could probably do the whole whack of these with that same 1/4 litre of fluid. So let's move on to seeing it in action. Well, let's give it a try. Oh dear, that's wobbling a bit. Not staged or anything. So let's drop the push tool in. That's better. So out with the push tool and in with the turning tool. I haven't used this much, I'm still pushing the wrong lever to turn the tool post. It's a bit slow. No problem facing. Happy days. Just get rid of that. You notice I stopped the chuck before pulling that swarf out of the way. Oop, square the tool up. Happy days. Apart from the fact I hate that stringy swarf. So moving forward from here, I think having now used it, looked at it and sort of had a go with it, I'm going to put a large chamfer on the top of here, here and here. Maybe not as large as this back corner one, but a nice big chamfer around these three sides to make it look nice. I may yet parkerize the tool block itself. I haven't decided yet. I do get little bits of rust on it, but nowhere near as much problem with this cast as I was getting with the EN steels, as it were. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. If it rusts and starts to play up, then perhaps I'll parkerize it at a later date. Moving forward on lathe improvements, now that I've done the tool post, I know I need to make some more tool holders. I'm going to look at the compound slide. It does sort of wobble a bit on its extremities. I think what I'll do, it's got 3 M4 screws for the gib adjustment at the moment. I think what I'll do is change that and put another 2 in between these 3 to make it 5 screws. Maybe go from M4 to M5, not sure on that one yet. The center one can then be purely used as a lock, so that I can lock the compound slide, because there isn't any facility for locking the compound slide without playing about with one of the gib screws at the moment. But if the center one was purely a lock, that would be a good idea, I believe. And it gives you that sort of more rigidity, you can physically lock the compound slide. So yeah, going forward, that's going to be a little project I'll be doing. I'm thinking of making myself a tailstock mounted die holder. Whether I'll bring that out as a video or not, I don't know, because it's been done several times, but yeah, may do. Make it just do a quick single video on it, maybe, just showing, how I designed it, how I went about it, and it in use. But yeah, I mean, that's where I am at the moment. Another little thing, when I am tapping, I think for smaller threads, or larger threads, I should say, I do struggle to turn the chuck by hand, so I may put a winding handle on the back of the headstock. That's something I could do. That's another little project going forward. So yeah, several things in the pipeline. Let's see where we go from here. Well, that concludes this Quick Change Tool Post series. I do hope you've enjoyed it and found some of the procedures I've used useful. A milling machine would have been better for this job, but I'm just showing that all of the work on this can be done on a lathe. If anyone has any, now let me word this correctly, if anyone has any constructive suggestions as to what you'd like to see in the future, feel free to comment below. Once again, thank you so much for watching and for all the support I've had so far. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I've been Aid, thanks for watching.